Welcome to episode 29 of the Peak Performance Podcast, Unlocking Peak Performance, How Tech is Revolutionizing Sports Training and Recovery. My name is Brad Young, and let's dive in. Remember, there is a link in the description of every podcast that goes to a workbook that I designed for practical application of every episode. Welcome to today's deep dive into the cutting edge world where sports meets science. In this episode, we explore how advanced technology is fundamentally transforming how athletes train, perform, and recover. From Olympic champions to weekend warriors, technological innovations are creating new possibilities for human performance that were unimaginable just a decade ago. Join us as we examine the most exciting developments in performance technology and discover how they're becoming increasingly accessible to athletes at every level. The data-driven athlete, technology, and elite performance. Gone are the days when athletic training relied purely on intuition and stopwatches. Today's elite athletes operate in an ecosystem of sensors, algorithms, and real-time feedback that has revolutionized how they prepare and compete. What began with simple heart rate monitors has evolved into comprehensive systems that track everything from movement mechanics to neural fatigue. These technologies don't just collect data, they interpret it, providing actionable insights that coaches and athletes can immediately apply to training decisions. Real-time performance tracking. Elite swimmers now use waterproof sensors that provide stroke analytics during training sessions, allowing immediate technique adjustments rather than waiting for video review. Biomechanical analysis. Advanced motion capture systems identify inefficiencies in movement patterns, helping prevent injuries while optimizing power output and efficiency. Personalized training algorithms. AI systems analyze individual performance data to create tailored training programs that adapt to an athlete's unique physiology and recovery capacity. The recovery revolution beyond ice baths. Recovery has transformed from a passive process to an active science, with cutting-edge technologies accelerating tissue repair and enhancing physiological adaptation. This shift has extended careers and dramatically improved performance consistency among elite athletes. Cryotherapy. Whole body cryotherapy chambers expose athletes to temperatures as low as negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit for short durations, triggering an enhanced inflammatory response and endorphin release. Unlike traditional ice baths, these systems provide deeper tissue penetration in a fraction of the time. Compression therapy. Pneumatic compression systems use sequential pressure to enhance circulation and lymphatic drainage, reducing recovery time between intense training sessions by up to 50% in some studies. These systems have become portable enough for travel use by professional teams. Infrared technology. Far infrared saunas and therapeutic devices promote cellular recovery by penetrating deeper than traditional heat applications, enhancing circulation while reducing cortisol levels. A dual benefit for both physical and mental recovery. Training in thin air, altitude, and environmental simulation. For decades, elite endurance athletes relocated to high-altitude training camps for weeks or months to gain performance advantages. Today, technology has made these benefits accessible anywhere through sophisticated environmental simulation systems. The altitude advantage. Training in oxygen-reduced environments stimulates increased red blood cell production and improved oxygen utilization, creating lasting performance benefits when returning to sea level. Sleep high, train low. Altitude tents and hypoxic chambers allow athletes to sleep in simulated elevation while training at sea level, optimizing both recovery responses and training intensity. Heat acclimation chambers. Environmental chambers can simulate specific heat and humidity conditions, preparing athletes for competition in challenging climates without travel. Precision control. Modern systems allow precise calibration of oxygen levels, temperature, and humidity to create tailored environmental stress that matches specific competition conditions. These technologies have democratized access to environmental training benefits with portable and affordable options now available for serious recreational athletes and small training facilities, not just National Olympic centers. The wearable revolution. Data at your fingertips. Perhaps no technology has more profoundly transformed everyday training than wearable devices. What began as simple fitness trackers has evolved into sophisticated ecosystems that provide professional level insights to athletes of all abilities. Continuous health monitoring. Advanced wearables now track heart rate variability, sleep quality, and even blood oxygen levels, providing comprehensive insights into recovery status and readiness to train. Movement mechanics analysis. Specialized sensors can analyze running form, swimming stroke efficiency, and even weightlifting technique, providing coaching feedback that was once only available in laboratory settings. Real time performance optimization. Integration with earbuds and AR displays now enables real time coaching cues during activity, helping athletes make immediate adjustments to pace, form, or effort based on physiological feedback. Ecosystem integration. Today's platforms connect nutrition tracking, training logs, recovery metrics, and performance data into unified dashboards that provide a complete picture of athletic development. Practical application, getting started with performance tech. You don't need an Olympic budget to benefit from performance technology. Here's how to begin integrating tech solutions into your training regimen effectively. Identify your primary goal. Focus first on one aspect of your training the technology could enhance, whether that's running form analysis, sleep quality improvement, or recovery optimization. Starting with a specific problem to solve ensures your tech investment delivers meaningful value. Start with accessible wearables. A quality GPS watch with heart rate monitoring capabilities provides tremendous value for most athletes. Look for devices that track heart rate variability, as this metric offers insights into recovery status and training readiness that are especially valuable. Explore recovery tools. Consider affordable recovery technologies like percussion massage guns or compression boots, which have become significantly more accessible. Many physical therapy clinics now offer cryotherapy or infrared sauna sessions without requiring equipment purchases. Join digital training communities. Platforms like Strava, Training Peaks, or specialized apps for your sport provide analytical tools and community support that enhance your tech experience without additional hardware investment. Remember that technology should enhance your connection to your body, not replace it. The most successful athletes use technology as a tool to develop greater body awareness and make informed decisions, not as a replacement for listening to physical feedback during training and recovery. Practical application, maximizing your tech investment. To truly benefit from performance technology, integration is key. Here's how to create a cohesive system that enhances your training experience. Establish your baseline. Before making changes based on technological feedback, collect 2 to 3 weeks of data during your normal routine. This baseline provides context for interpreting future metrics and helps identify your unique patterns. Create a simplified dashboard and choose 3 to 5 key metrics that align with your goals, like resting heart rate, sleep quality, and training load, and track them consistently. Too many data points create analysis paralysis rather than actionable insights. Schedule tech-free sessions. Designate at least one workout per week as completely technology-free. This develops your internal feedback mechanisms and prevents over-reliance on external data for effort calibration. Implement the 10% rule. When technology suggests changes to your training, limit adjustments to no more than 10% of volume, intensity, or technique at once. This prevents overcorrection while still allowing for meaningful progression. Finally, remember that technology works best when it complements rather than replaces human coaching. Consider sharing your data with a qualified coach periodically, even if just for occasional consultation sessions. Their experience can help translate raw numbers into effective training strategies, ensuring your technology investment translates to real world performance improvements. Thanks and have a great day. Bonus episode 29 extension. Today, I am having a conversation with a good friend of mine regarding the current and future of technology in peak performance. The future of athletic performance isn't just about pushing physical limits anymore. We're entering an era where a single smartwatch contains more computing power than the entire sports science lab of the 1990s. And that's just the beginning of how technology is completely transforming athletics.
That's fascinating to consider how far we've come. What specific advances are really reshaping how athletes train and compete?
Well, let me tell you about these incredible waterproof sensors elite swimmers are using now. They provide real time stroke analytics and can identify inefficiencies in movement patterns that would be impossible to spot with the naked eye. We're talking about instantaneous feedback that used to take weeks of video analysis to achieve.
The precision of that technology is remarkable. I've heard these systems can detect changes in form that happen in milliseconds.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how recovery technology has evolved. You know, those old school ice baths? They've been replaced by cryotherapy chambers that drop to an astounding minus 150 degrees Fahrenheit. The data shows these extreme cold exposures trigger enhanced inflammatory responses and endorphin release in ways traditional methods never could.
Hmm. And these new recovery methods are actually extending athletes' careers, aren't they? I've seen studies showing compression therapy systems reducing recovery time by up to 50%.
That's right. And here's what's really exciting: these technologies aren't just for elite athletes anymore. Even recreational athletes can access professional grade recovery tools. Those pneumatic compression boots, for instance, use sequential pressure patterns to enhance circulation and lymphatic drainage. The democratization of these tools is completely changing the game.
Speaking of accessibility, what about those advances in altitude training? That used to be exclusively for Olympic level athletes.
Oh man, this is fascinating stuff. The sleep high, train low concept has been revolutionized by hypoxic chambers. Athletes can now simulate high altitude conditions while sleeping in their own beds, getting all the benefits of increased red blood cell production without having to relocate to mountain training camps.
And these environmental chambers can simulate specific competition conditions too, right?
Exactly right. Let me break this down. These chambers can precisely control oxygen levels, temperature, and humidity to match exact competition conditions. So if you're training for a marathon in Dubai, you can prepare your body for that exact environment from anywhere in the world.
That level of environmental control is incredible. How are athletes processing all this new data?
Well, that's where wearable technology comes in. Modern devices track everything from heart rate variability to sleep quality to blood oxygen levels. But here's the really cool part: they're not just collecting data, they're providing real time coaching feedback through AI algorithms that can analyze your form and make immediate suggestions.
Though I wonder if we're becoming too dependent on all this technology. What happens when the devices fail?
That's a crucial point. This is why many top coaches now implement what they call the 10% rule, only making small, incremental adjustments based on the data, no more than 10% change in volume, intensity, or technique at once. They also recommend at least one tech free training session per week to maintain that crucial mind body connection.
That balance between technology and intuition seems essential.
Absolutely crucial. And speaking of balance, let me tell you about how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing personalized training programs. These systems can now adapt training plans based on an individual's unique physiology, recovery capacity, and even environmental conditions. But they still require human coaches to interpret and implement the recommendations effectively.
The integration of AI with human expertise is fascinating. What other developments are you excited about?
Well, the advancement in biomechanical analysis is mind blowing. These systems can now predict potential injuries before they happen by identifying subtle changes in movement patterns. Imagine having a system that can tell you to modify your training 3 weeks before you would have developed a stress fracture.
That predictive capability could really change the game for injury prevention.
And here's what's really exciting about the future. We're seeing the emergence of augmented reality in training. Athletes can receive immediate technique corrections through smart glasses or earbuds while they're training. This immediate feedback loop is dramatically accelerating skill acquisition in ways we've never seen before.
So where do you see all this heading in the next few years?
Well, I believe we're just scratching the surface. The integration of genetic testing, personalized nutrition, and recovery optimization is going to create entirely new possibilities for human performance. But the key will always be maintaining that balance, using technology as a tool to enhance our natural abilities, not replace them. The future of athletics isn't just about training harder, it's about training smarter with these incredible tools at our disposal.
That's such an important perspective. Technology as an enhancement rather than a replacement for human potential.
Exactly. And as we wrap up, I think that's the key takeaway. The future of athletic performance lies in this delicate dance between cutting edge technology and our fundamental human capabilities. It's not about becoming dependent on devices, but rather using them to unlock our full potential while maintaining that crucial connection with our bodies. And as with every episode of the Peak Performance Podcast, there will be a link in the podcast description for the workbook so you can practically apply the information from this podcast. Thanks and have a great day.